Well, it's Friday morning, and it is Mornings with Luann and Tim. We're so happy it's Friday. It's a long weekend for a lot of you, not for us, but that's okay.
But we'll be here Monday, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
We will. So you can wake up Monday morning early, just like you normally do.
Because we know you will.
But then you can just watch us like from your bed, rather than watching us from your desk at your office or wherever you normally watch us from.
Isn't that something you've always wanted to do? Watch Tim and I from your bed, right? Right?
When you put it that way, it just sounds wrong. I wouldn't want to watch that. Hey, look where we are this morning.
Yeah, nice.
On the boardwalk, out of the sun, under the... that's under the boardwalk, isn't it? You don't want to go under that boardwalk because you'll drown.
Yes, you'll drown, and there's rocks to hurt your head.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend to spend down at the boardwalk, though.
So hot tomorrow, apparently.
Hot tamale.
Hot tamale tomorrow.
It's supposed to be nice today, too, like low, maybe 23 or something. I don't know. Once again, I'm sorry, Craig.
I can deal with that.
I'm going with my phone, and I'm not going with Craig's forecast.
Craig Schmeg.
No, it's supposed to be a beautiful sunny day, not too hot today.
Got enough rain, do you think?
Holy smokes, my grass is happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what about, forest fires, good news, right?
Well,
no, I heard that the wind shifted and it was better for them.
It's still 5 kilometers from crossing the highway. That's our biggest concern right now. Their next biggest concern is the smoke. People are actually being reminded, if you're driving on that corridor, to turn your lights on.
Oh, I thought maybe put your windows up.
But like, imagine, visibility is pretty nasty.
Lights. Well,
and I would say,
drive with your lights on.
Yeah, turn your vents off.
But
no closure of the highway yet.
So is it true though that the wind shifting did?
Yes,
I mean, I did read that.
Did help.
The wind shifting it helped, and you said also that they can see better. I think now that the burn has actually happened.
So it's actually 11,100 and some square kilometers in size.
Amazing.
That's huge.
Holy.
That is so big.
Smokes. Well, let's keep hoping that.
Holy smokes! I see what you did there.
But I didn't mean to. Oh, no, I don't want to make fun of fires. That's for sure.
No.
Did you ever play with fire?
No.
I did.
Did you?
I lit my bedroom on fire.
You were a brat, eh?
Well, I always wanted to have
parents.
I always wanted to have a chemistry set, but they wouldn't let me have one. Well, I wonder why. But my brother had a chemistry set, so I used to sneak upstairs to his bedroom because he had the whole attic to himself, the third floor of our house.
Because he was the eldest.
Yeah, and he kind of renovated it. So anyway, I would go and I would, like, once in a while just take little things from his chemistry set and then create my own downstairs.
So you're a thief
and a pyromaniac.
Arsonist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then my father had this silver cigarette lighter. And
like the old square ones?
Big old heavy ones.
Oh, that.
Yeah, like you pick it up, and you flick it. And I discovered that if you turned it upside down and flicked it, stuff dripped out.
Oh.
Well, I thought this was a great invention. I thought I discovered something.
Lighter?
Lighter fluid.
Oh,
so I took it up to my chemistry set, and it was a little wooden table with a towel over it up against my wall.
Good.
Yeah, and a little wooden chair.
No
fire belonged to my anyway, that's a long story. But anyway, so I took this lighter thing and I took off the top of a mayonnaise jar because I also used mayonnaise jars for my science set. And I'm flicking the lighter and it's drip, drip, drip into the top of the mayonnaise jar, right? Into the lid. And then flick, drip, drip,
and this is on your little table?
On my little table in my bedroom.
Okay.
And then I flicked it, and the light, like, it lit.
Yeah.
And it lit all the lighter fluid in the top of the mayonnaise, and it went, and it burned my eyebrows.
No.
Yeah, and singed my hair all the way back. And when I jumped back, my thighs hit the table, and all the fluid jiggled, and it spilled onto the towel.
Oh, my
And the towel
word.
caught fire. And then, so I'm standing there watching this towel catching fire, and it's spreading. Now, the towel must have been partly polyester because it didn't...
Did it melt more than...
Well, it melted, and it kind of melted around the edge of the table and then fell to the floor. You know what I mean? But the table was now catch, and then my drape caught, and the wallpaper.
Tim.
So, and I'd watched, remember Emergency 911?
Yes.
With Johnny, whatever his name was, the handsome dude. Yeah, yes. Thank you. So I got my bedspread off my bed, and I'm taking all the stuff off the table that's burning, like trying not to, and I took my bedspread and I started whacking it.
Really?
And I put the fire out with my bedspread.
Did you?
Yeah, but then I'm standing there in this room full of smoke and burnt stuff, and so I bunched everything up inside my bedspread. And I thought, I'm going to put it in my hamper. And so that when my mother because when my mother does the laundry, I thought she figured the dryer was too hot and burnt stuff. This is the mind of a 7 or 8 maybe at the oldest, I think. So I pushed everything in, rolled it all up inside the bedspread, and I went out of my bedroom towards the hamper in the common hallway. And my mother was getting ready for something, and she had her hair in curlers, and it was just in her bra and panties and pantyhose, and she was going to the hall cupboard to get some clothes or something. And I'm throwing the stuff in, and she walks by, and she sees me, and of course, this is my face, right?
And smells the smoke. Yes.
Nothing. And she's like, "What are you doing?" "Nothing."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Do I smell smoke?" "No." And she came walking towards me, and I was trying to stop her from getting in my bedroom, and she walked in my bedroom, and she sees this curtain rod hanging and this table smoking and the silver cigarette lighter on the chair. I got in so much.
Did you?
Oh, well, then she went into the hamper, and "What did you put in that hamper?" "Nothing." And she pulls it out.
It could have still been on fire.
And out falls the bedspread, and then she pulls the towel out, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. My mother looking at me through the burnt hole in the towel with curlers in her hair,
Sounds
saying,
like a Lucy
"Wait until your
show."
father sees this." Ooh. And she hung the towel in the kitchen, so when he came home from work, he'd see it, and I got in so much trouble. But I got a new bedroom. Oh yeah, new wallpaper and matching drapes. My sister Michaela was so angry. She's like, "You lit your bedroom on fire, and you got a new, yeah."
Well, you know what? Set your bedroom on fire then.
Okay. So that was my good morning story. Don't play with fire.
Wow, you were a little brat, eh? Like you pushed I was so scared of my father that I would never even think to do anything bad knowingly. Like I would never say, "Okay, I'm going now to break a rule."
I didn't know that. I guess I knew that you shouldn't play with fire.
Yes. Shame on you, Timothy.
Well, I never did it again.
Well, yeah.
I haven't lit any fire since, and I was nowhere near Perry Sound.
Explains the hair. The hairline.
So what? Stop it.
No, your hair's lovely.
What? Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so listen, what's on the show? Did you want to? I talked all morning now.
Did you? Gee, that's so unusual.
Did you want to say anything?
No, I'm good. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
We have an interview coming up with the Alzheimer Society.
Let me guess who's doing the interview.
Tim. It's with Bia Fioramonte.
I love her.
Bia Fioramonte and Terry Caparossi. See?
Some Gina came out there.
Yeah, I'm going to do an interview with 2 nice Italian people from the Alzheimer Society. Anyway,
they're going to come.
They have the coffee break is coming up. Anyway, we do it's a great interview. We recorded it a couple, maybe last week or something. I forget when they were in, but they came to visit us, and we have a great interview. And then, of course, it's Humane Society Friday, so we get to see animals.
Animals.
We know how you love that, Lulu.
Generally, big dogs.
Take it away.
Big dogs coming up later on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hang in there. We've got some great stuff coming up.
I am in the studio right now with Executive Director of the Alzheimer Society of Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma District, Terry Caparossi, and the Resource Development Coordinator for the same organization, Alzheimer Society, Bia Fioramonte. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
And Terry, we have a bit of a history, you and me. My father lost his eyesight later in life and with macular degeneration, and at the time you were working with the Canadian National Institute for the Blind.
That's correct.
And you worked with my father.
Yes.
And then you changed jobs, and now you're with the Alzheimer's Society, and my mother has dementia, and so I came to you guys as a resource to help our family deal with my mother's dementia. So you're just in and out of my life all over the place.
It's been a long-standing relationship, Tim, and we certainly appreciate the support that we've received from you and your family.
Oh, well, listen, we took the, what was the name, is there a name of the course we took, Bia? It was the
Caregiver support.
Caregiver support class. It was once a week,
sessions.
and I think we went for 5 to 7 weeks or something like that. Is that
right.
about right?
Yep.
And so my sisters and I went, and basically we were taught about the disease itself, about dementia, and about the different types of dementia that are out there. We also learned about what to expect as the disease were to progress. We learned about how to care better for my mother, our mother. It was basically. I don't know how we would have gotten through it if it weren't for the Alzheimer's Society and the classes that we took, and the fact that there's 3 of us in Sault Ste. Marie and 2 from outside of the city, very, very involved still in our mother's care. For families where there's only even one caregiver, we have talked often as a family about how would someone do that alone without the support of other siblings or relatives. And the way they get through it is to access your services.
Right. And we see that a lot, Tim. We really do. The growing numbers of people who have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and related dementias here in our community is just astronomical. We're providing service right now to about 2,800 people in the Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma district. That actually represents people who have a diagnosis. It's 2.5% of our entire population. You can pretty well double that for people who have not been diagnosed and may not be connected with the Alzheimer's Society. We have so many programs and services to offer individuals. And as you say, the First Link Learning Series is one of the major educational components that we offer to caregivers. You need to know what to expect, and everyone's journey is different.
That is so true. And now that my mother is in a nursing home, I do see this huge spectrum of levels of dementia and the different types of dementia.
Yes.
And then talking to friends now, I'm of the age range where a lot of my friends have parents that are going through the same thing.
Yes.
And different levels, different stages, the different personalities,
Yes.
how the disease expresses itself to different people almost,
Everyone's journey is very different. And having a diagnosis of dementia, we can live well with dementia, and that's why the programs and services offered through the Alzheimer's Society are so important. I think our professional staff do a fantastic job at supporting the person living with dementia and their caregiver, because they both become clients of ours. And when you have a diagnosis of that disease, you need to reach out and you need to get support. And that's why it's so important for people like families to talk about their experience as well. There's so much to be gained from that connection, the peer-to-peer support that is provided. It's just incredible to see people coming through the doors of our office and saying, I just don't know what to do. I don't know where to turn. And after they've met with, say, one of our counselors, or they get involved in our rec therapy program or our counseling program or our education programs, they know then they're not alone. And that's one of the biggest things that we can offer to people in our community, is knowing that you're not alone. There is support out there, and I think it's very key to be able to offer those services, because it's growing and growing year after year.
Well, is it 33% of our population is over 50 years of age in Sault Ste. Marie?
Yes.
So it's a huge demographic that we're dealing with as well.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really appreciated was the fact that at those the classes that we took, the family classes, the information classes, you're not alone in the group. It's anybody is welcome, and so you're meeting people who are some people who are there. Their parents are further along, or they're sort of their family member. It's not always a parent. Sometimes it's a brother, sister. It could be a child.
Yes. Yeah.
Because dementia starts. I mean, what some of the youngest diagnoses?
We've seen people in their 30s being diagnosed with
early onset
with
not
a
just
dementia.
an old person's disease
No,
anymore.
not by any
It's affecting
means.
people in their 30s, 40s as well.
So when we were in that class, we were meeting other families who were either going through what we were going through, or were further along in their journey, or were even just finding out. So, and even though this isn't a support group, because you offer support groups,
Yes.
what we went through wasn't a support group series. That comes after, but the actual educational series, it almost felt like it was a support group, because there is roundtable discussion. You do get to talk about your personal experiences to a certain extent, and your staff talks you through these things and talks about individual circumstances and scenarios,
Yes.
and then offers tips.
Right.
And so you're learning as you're hearing other people, what they're going through with their loved ones, and you're hearing the support that's being offered and the advice being given. Then you can apply that. We've had times when, with my mother, stuff that we remembered somebody else talking about in those information sessions that's applicable to her where she is now.
Right. And that's why it's so important to connect with the organization at the early stages, because we can support you all the way through that disease process. And there's a number of programs that we'll be able to offer.
I'd like to hear a little bit about some of the other programs. Could you touch on that, Terry?
So our rec therapy program is a wonderful program. We're actually bringing people into the Alzheimer's Society office to do rec therapy. We have 2 full-time rec therapists who go out into community, into a client's home and a caregiver's home to do rec therapy. It's a little bit of respite for the caregiver as well. It's really based on activation, socialization, and looking at what did the person do in their past before a diagnosis. And we really try to build a care program based on those experiences, based on those likes and so on. We have a wonderful program that's operating out of our office right now. It's called our Minds in Motion program. It's a physical activity program, but it's also a mental stimulation program, which is basically a rec therapy program. And I have to say, the people coming through our doors, we can help normalize that disease for a very short period of time that they're in the office. They come, they're joyful, they engage in activities, they engage in peer-to-peer support. It's a fantastic program, and it's grown so much. We've recognized that need in our community, and we're able to start to fill those gaps here. So we run that program actually 3 times a week now. It's grown so much. And to bring people into the Alzheimer's Society, to break down that stigma around Alzheimer's, and to actually show people you can live well with dementia, and that's why it's so important to connect with us at earlier stages of the disease process.
We have to take a commercial break now, Terry. When we come back, Bia, you're not just here to sit between us like a ping pong match. You're actually here to talk. It costs money to run these programs, and the funding isn't always in place to support organizations like yourself. So you do some fundraising things, and you have some great initiatives to help raise some funds to support locally the initiatives that you have ongoing.
Right.
When we come back from commercial, we'll talk a little bit with Bia Fioramonte, and we'll still talk to Terry about some of the other programming and stuff when we come back from this quick commercial break. Stay with us. I'm back with Terry Caporosi and Bia Fioramonte from the Alzheimer's Society of Sault Ste. Marie Algoma District. Terry, you were talking about the education series, and you also do, you still do groups, counseling?
We do.
You do?
Yes. Yeah.
As well as the REC program. So
Right.
all of these things, I got to tell you, from the perspective of a caregiver, the knowledge is power. I always say that the more the disease isn't going to go away, but the more you know about it, the more prepared you can be, and the less fear there is involved. I think from a caregiver's perspective, the more you know, the less scary it is.
Right.
But funding-wise, how much are you actually funded by the ministry?
So the local health integration network funds some of our programs.
That's the Northeast LHIN, right?
That's the Northeast LHIN. So we're funded, 46% of our operating dollars are funded by the LHIN. So we have to raise a significant amount of money in order to continue to operate our program.
Wait, that's just your operating dollars?
Yes.
That's nothing for research?
No. Research, there is our local chapter.
Yes.
We commit a research donation on an annual basis. Our board is very progressive. They're very forward-thinking, and we believe our donors expect us to invest in research.
Well, absolutely, because if there can be a cure or any advancements in the neurological disease, then you want to know about it, right? How you can treat it.
Definitely.
So how much do you commit? 10,000?
We generally commit 10,000 a year,
Okay.
and not every chapter across our province is able to commit.
They can't commit that to research, so
money.
that's critical.
It is. Yeah.
But that's leaving how much then, Bia?
Well, we have to fundraise about 50% of our operating costs.
That's a lot.
A lot of people don't realize that, and that's why we have our fundraising events.
And you have some great ones. Name some.
Well, starting in January, it's Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and we have a lot going on. We're really out in the community, raising awareness about our services.
Okay.
Which along goes with the fundraising events that we
Okay.
do. Walk for Alzheimer's
Walk for Alzheimer's takes place in what month?
in January.
January, okay.
Yeah, as well as our annual door-to-door campaign.
Okay.
We have dedicated volunteers that actually go out in the winter, go door to door on their street and ask for donations on our behalf.
In January?
Yeah,
Hey, those people are dedicated.
they are.
Oh,
they
we
are.
love the volunteers. And we
Yes.
can always use more. We'll talk about that a little later on.
Yeah.
Then what else?
Well, one that you are very familiar with, because you worked with us for many, many years on that, is the Ladies' Night Out.
That's a blast. You guys sell that out like 450 seats,
Yeah,
right?
over 400 seats usually
You
every
I
year.
need to rent the SR Center at some point, or the GFL Center, whatever it's going to be called. But that's
We might have to
fantastic,
do
though.
that one
That's
day.
the point. So that's a huge event for you, Ladies' Night Out.
Yes, it
And
is.
then
Well,
this is what I want to do. Coffee
break.
And I knew about the coffee breaks because I've been in other offices where they've run, but I'm going to run one this year here at
Awesome.
ONNtv.
Yay.
And I'm warning all of my guests, any potential guests, if you're coming to be interviewed on ONNtv in September, make sure you have money in your pocket because it's pay for play. You don't get interviewed unless you put money in the donation box for Alzheimer's. And all the money stays local, which is great.
That's important for everyone to know, is that the funds do stay local.
So you,
With the exception of our $10,000
which goes
that go to research.
Now I want to win one of these beautiful trophies. What's this called?
This is the Golden Coffee Cup Award. It's kind of the Stanley Cup of coffee break. And we were lucky enough to receive funding from Pfizer Canada probably about 15 years ago to come up with an idea to promote coffee break. And we came up with this idea.
How do I win this? How do I get to keep this in my office on TV?
The most funds in 13 different categories.
Oh, I have a chance, and I can place in 13 different categories. Okay, I'm gonna win one of these, and I'll keep it right beside my desk on Mornings with Luann and Tim. You brought me my kit.
Yes, Coffee Break is coming up on September 20th.
September 20th is
Yes.
if you want to do one day.
Yes, and you know what, we've opened it up over the years. We want everyone to be successful in what they're doing. So some people have done it for the whole month of September,
That's what I'm gonna
a
do.
week or a day. We have one business that does it for the entire year. We've opened it right up to make it convenient for host sites to do.
Okay.
So traditionally it is on the 20th, and
So if you want to just do one day, you can do one day. Money is money. We'll take whatever you can raise, right?
Definitely. And each person that signs up for a coffee break, they receive a free kit with all of the supplies that you need,
I like free.
as well as Melita.
Hey, I get this.
Yes. Melita is a national coffee break sponsor. So anyone that signs up to do a coffee break will get a tin of coffee.
I get a tin of coffee to run my coffee break, okay?
And then you also get
Thank you, Melita.
you also get the coffee break kit. Now it has the decals. Sometimes locations find that coffee doesn't work, so we do have a scannable bar on the back. You can write your name on the front after you've made your donation.
Yes?
So you do have the option of doing that
So
instead of
for
a
instance,
traditional one.
if I own a clothing store and I have high-end clothing and I don't have coffee in my store or whatever, if you don't want to have coffee, you can actually just take donations like this and still get the support.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then we have all kinds of things for you to actually promote your coffee break
Here's a
event.
banner. Hey, Mike, maybe you could put up the
And,
Coffee Break logo on our screen. I believe you sent Mike a graphic of the Coffee Break logo. And there it is. Look at there. It is on the screen. You can see
Yay.
that. So you're going to get a poster version of this to put up.
Yes, so you can put that up in your window, on your coffee break table.
Brilliant, brilliant.
It's a information opportunity for us as well to let people know about the services. So we do have some
So
pamphlets.
not only are you raising money, you're raising awareness by having pamphlets so people can learn about the diseases.
Yes, and we have the coin box.
Coin box, this is where the money, this is where you're going to be putting your money when you come to be on TV. You'll be putting your toonies, well, you'll be putting your $20 bills in there to my guests, okay?
And then the collection envelope.
This is all mine. This is going to have $100 times 100. I'm going to have $10,000. Wouldn't that be something?
And tent cards.
Tent cards to put around your offices, on desks, in common areas, in cafeteria areas, so you can gear people up.
Stickers.
Stickers you can put up to let people know that your coffee break is going to happen.
And posters that you can personalize on the bottom.
You can personalize down here.
Yep, yep.
So, okay, and then what else? It comes in the kit for information, so I know what to do.
It's really important, of course, we're thanking our donors.
Yes.
And we have a host guide.
A host guide tells me all my...
Pre-event, post-event, during
how to
the
get
day.
ready, what to do after it's over. Everything is there for you, all that information.
Yep. And then this charitable tax donation form.
All right, for those of you who come in to ONNtv, and those of you who are carrying $20 bills or more, you can bring in this. You can get a tax donation if you donate more than $20. So beside the box, I'll have this sitting beside the box. If you put 20 bucks in here, you put your name down, or 40 or 100, you put your name down here and you'll get a tax receipt.
Yes.
And now, what's this one?
We also, to enhance our recreational therapy program, we rely on volunteer visitors that actually go in, they volunteer to do this and visit with people that are affected by Alzheimer's or
People
dementia.
actually go and visit your clients.
Yes.
You're the people living with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Yes, and they visit once a week for an hour or two. And unfortunately, we only have a handful of volunteers that do this.
You need
very,
more.
very dedicated. We need more. We have a long waiting list. So this is one way of letting people know about that need.
Now I'm going to show you some pictures of what people have done for their coffee breaks. Take a look at the screen, Bia, and you'll see. Mike, you can put up the images of those locations. Look at that beautiful spread.
Yes.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to have baking. I'm so excited.
What are you
about
going to
my
make?
coffee. I'm going to make chocolate chip cookies. I do a very nice chocolate, and I also do an amazing butterscotch brownie. You're going to come back. Oh, there's another one. Look, that's beautiful.
Yes.
All the blue, right? Because Alzheimer's colors are blue.
People have themed it, and people host coffee breaks at home.
You were talking about a lady who does a home party.
Yes, we have probably about 15 people that actually host them at home.
So you don't have to do it at work. You can do a coffee break
Yes,
in your own house.
at schools. I mean, we have 400 host sites in Sault Ste. Marie, Alberta district.
You guys.
And per capita, we're usually the top in Ontario.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to be part of the top of Ontario raising funds for Alzheimer's and awareness. And I'm going to get a trophy.
Last year we raised $66,000. Yes.
I love
And I
Sault Ste.
really
Marie
want to
and Algoma.
thank everyone out there for their support. It's incredible. We can't do this alone.
All right, so Bia, I have to go to a commercial break, I want to thank you guys for coming in. We're going to run this segment again closer to the coffee break date.
Oh, we really appreciate your help.
Listen, so we're going to probably run this again later in August just to remind people. And then in September, when I launch my coffee break, we'll be doing updates throughout the month of September.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Listen, thanks for coming in, Terry. Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us in the studio and for all that you do for the families and for people living with dementia and Alzheimer's.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Fantastic.
And welcome back to ONNtv Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. There we are. How
Hi.
are you this morning? Good to see you.
I don't know where we were.
No,
we were lost in space.
It's him. He's a diva. He was checking his hair.
Did you ever watch
as
Lost
usual.
in Space when you were a kid?
Yes, I did.
Danger, warning.
danger.
Danger, Will Robinson, warning, warning.
You know what's trending this morning?
What?
Meghan Markle's shoes.
Okay, wait a minute. Who is she? Is
She's
she married to married to the guy?
Prince Harry. To the guy.
She's the girl that's married to the guy?
Yes.
Meghan Markle. I'm not much of a royal watcher.
No, I love.
Okay, so anyway, what?
So she wears her shoes a size bigger than her normal size. And
Why?
people have noticed.
Why does she do that?
And they want to know why.
So she doesn't get blisters?
Yes, that's exactly why. And all the top models, apparently, they all do the same thing. So if you see her, and she's obviously in high heels, you'll
there's
see
space.
that there's quite a space at the back of her shoe. Well, that's all over Twitter this morning because we need to know that. We need to know why.
So Meghan Markle's shoes and J-Lo's boots.
Yes. Yes.
J-Lo designed boots that look bizarre. They look like someone has pulled down their pants.
Jean boots.
They're made, it looks like someone's pulled down their blue jeans and they're down around their mid-calves and they're walking around with like no pants on.
Yeah.
Because the boots look like they've got a belt on the top and it looks like
Just
gathered
over
up
the knee.
pants.
Yeah, it's kind of
I find it very,
interesting. It's Meghan Markle's birthday tomorrow. She's 37 years old. Best be popping out those babies soon. Just saying.
It's too late now.
Oh, no,
37.
it's not too late for a 37-year-old to have a child.
Aaron,
Aaron
stop it.
knows nothing about the female reproductive system.
And you do?
I came out of one,
Yes,
and
yes,
I'm not
you
going
did.
back in.
What's happening locally? Because this is a long weekend. Everybody's
It's
excited.
a long weekend. Everyone's looking for something to do. So, hey, today
Yes.
is the reclaiming of Shingwalk Hall.
Awesome.
So if you are out and about and you want to see something really cool and inspiring, head down to the Wishart Museum, Wishart Library, sorry, at Algoma University. It is they've completely redone the entire
Like the
front
whole
lobby
hallway,
and everything
yeah.
of Shingwalk Hall. It's to pay tribute to the Truth and Reconciliation. So amazing, great way
2
to
o'clock.
spend. Yeah, 2 o'clock. If you're looking for this evening, Sue Blasters, no, that's August 4th, 3rd. Doug Hook. Doug Hook is an amazing local artist, and he has an art show starting today. It's at Richards Landing Town Hall, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., right through to August the 6th. Great reason to go to the island anyway.
Yes,
I mean,
and
why
it's gonna be
not?
beautiful.
There'll be lots of stuff to do on the island. Also,
Yes.
if you're going to be driving around, you could also head towards Thessalon this weekend. It is their Community Day weekend in Thessalon.
Awesome.
And just beyond Thessalon, keep going. Go to Blind River. It's Rocking on the River. 2 days of 12-hour concerts, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Saturday and Sunday in Blind River. And you can check all this stuff out on our website, Sue Online. And it's the Things to Do community calendar. All of the
Awesome.
yeah. Queer Crafts tonight at 6 o'clock at Maker North. We did a segment on Maker North earlier a couple weeks ago. So it's a safer space for queer, trans folk, and all allies at 55 Church Street. And what else? Oh, Sue Blasters. If you like rap, DJ Seath, he's a local DJ. You know DJ Seath, he's phenomenal at spinning records and stuff. And there's
okay.
live rapping. It's at Sue Blasters. They're having a Summer Slammer, August the 4th. It's daytime is a family-friendly event. Family-friendly party. It's a family-friendly party. 4 to 8 p.m. On the 4th, and then after 8 o'clock, it's the adults going to party for
Right
the
on.
live rapping.
So much
lots
to do
this weekend.
And it's going to be a gorgeous weekend, so get out there and enjoy.
And when we come back, the Humane Society is here. Laura's here with a kitty cat today. You'll be happy to see it's not a large dog. Although if you are a fan of a large dog, they have a beautiful one. Get in touch with the Humane Society if you're looking for a beautiful dog. But today we're going to meet a cat named Miss Minnie right after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim. This is Miss Minnie. Hi, Miss Minnie. And that's the cat is Miss Minnie. Laura is the lovely lady with the cat on her lap. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Tim.
We always love Fridays because you come to visit us and you bring us beautiful creatures. Look at the size of Miss Minnie.
Minnie's just shy of 20 pounds.
Okay, so she's a big girl.
She's not so mini.
Not so mini, but look at her little white boots and everything.
Yes.
Do you have an age on Miss Minnie?
She's about 5 years old.
Okay, and she's had everything done that needs to be done?
Yep, she's spayed already. She came to us already spayed.
Now, the one thing that you mentioned to me about a cat this size, and I mean, this is not unusual. Sometimes when they get a little large like that, they have a hard time cleaning themselves as they normally would when they were smaller.
Yes, after litter box activities.
Right. So Miss Minnie has had a little issue here and there with urinary tract infection.
Yes,
So we got to keep her clean.
You do. It's easy, just a little daily maintenance.
You said you yourself own a large size cat.
I do. He's over 20 pounds.
Okay, and so you have to do the same thing. You use a baby wipe?
Yeah, I just keep baby wipes in the bathroom for him, and
you said when he hears the baby wipe, he comes running with his tail up.
straight up in the air. He comes right into the
Give
bathroom.
me a wipe. Clean me up.
Yep.
I can't
I'm
get
ready,
back
Mom.
there. That's nice, though. I mean,
Yeah.
they can be trained to do that and learn to let you help them stay
Exactly.
clean. Now, look at the green eyes.
Yes.
Is there any kind of thing to make a cat lose weight? Is that difficult to do?
It's tricky, especially in a multi-cat household. It requires strict kind of feeding schedules. Different types of food, like a good quality canned wet food in the morning, but then no dry food till later on. And little gluttons like this have a hard time getting used to it. So, but it takes time, and you're only supposed to lose about like a half a pound a year, or I'm sorry, a month on them.
Okay.
Otherwise, they can go into liver and kidney failure. So it's a challenge.
Oh, so is she? But she's a healthy cat.
Yeah, she's healthy. She's happy.
And she's up for adoption.
She is. She's been up for adoption for about 5 months. We've had this sweetheart.
Come on, 5 months. Somebody get in there and adopt Miss Minnie. And you also have some beautiful dogs right now also?
We do,
All
yes.
right.
We got a whole new crew. We got about 6 new dogs.
What are you doing this long weekend? What are your hours like?
We're open Saturday.
Yeah.
Our normal noon to 5. We're closed Sunday to the public.
Okay.
And then we'll be back open Monday.
Oh, so you know what? If you're out for the holiday Monday and you're looking for maybe considering adopting a pet, this is a great time to head down to the Humane Society, see Laura, visit Miss Minnie, and check out the dogs that they have.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for being here this Friday.
No problem.
Enjoy
My
your
pleasure.
long weekend.
You too.
And we'll be back to say goodbye right after this.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Humane Society. This is my favorite creature. Her name is Luann. She's up for adoption.
That cost a lot of money, too.
She's not cheap, but she can be tricked.
And I can do tricks.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. Have a great
We'll be
weekend.
back on Monday. If
Yes,
you're having
we're
a
back.
long weekend, come and join us Monday morning.
Yes, please do. Have
So,
a great one.
Thanks for being with us today. Mornings with Luann and Tim. We'll see you on Monday morning.